Namaskar, dear students. All fine? Prayers to Ma Sharda. We are discussing electric charges and fields. Our today's lecture is purely theoretical. Okay. It is based on NCERT text. Okay. Let us have quick revision of last lecture. We studied Gauss's law. Okay. Gauss's law is very effective tool to find electric field produced by continuous charge distribution. Okay. What is the importance of Gauss's law? It is very important tool, very effective tool to find electric field produced by this type of continuous charge distribution. That is its important. Okay. That is importance of Gauss's law. Now this is the equation. Say law phi electric flux equals to surface integration vector E dot vector ds equals to sigma q upon epsilon naught. This is the Gauss's law in mathematical term. Okay, we know that vector E is the electric field produced. Delta S is a area of small segment of enclosing surface, ds is. Okay, and we have to consider the total surface area. Sigma q is the net charge enclosed. What is meant by net charge? It means algebraic sum of all the charges. Okay, and we know that epsilon naught is permittivity of vacuum. So this is the mathematical form of Gauss's law. Okay, now our question is discuss important points of Gauss's law. Discuss important points of Gauss's law. Okay, so first is if net charge enclosed by Gaussian surface is 0, then net flux linked with the surface is also 0. See, I can we can recall this topic. Okay, we discussed last time. This is special case of Gauss's law. This is electric field. This is surface area S1. This is surface area S2. This is surface area S3. Here, net flux will be equal to E S1 cos 180 plus for this, because see here E and S1 are opposite, so cos 180. E and S2 are in same direction. E S2 cos 0, so theta is 0. E and S3 are perpendicular, so E S3 cos 90. But we know that value of S1 and S2 means magnitude of the vectors are same. Let us denote it as S. Then here it will be E S cos 180 is minus 1 plus E S cos 0 is 1 plus this is 0 cos 90 plus 2. So net flux is 0. Now if net flux is 0, okay, we know that flux equals to sigma q upon epsilon naught. So if I put here 0, 0 will be equal to sigma q upon epsilon naught. Therefore sigma q will be equal to 0. That is the first point. Okay, if net charge enclosed is 0, then net flux is also 0. Okay, now second one. This was just revision of last lecture, okay, in which we discussed this topic. Now second, Gauss's law is true and applicable to closed surface of any shape and any size. Okay, see, we applied it for this, that is for cylinder. Okay, now we will apply for a sphere in next lecture. Okay, then we will apply for a plane of infinite area. Okay, so it is applicable to any shape, okay, and any size. Gauss's law is applicable to any shape and any size. Okay. Now third, in phi equals to sigma q upon epsilon naught. What is sigma q? It is net charge of all charges enclosed. Means, see, suppose this is the Gaussian surface, okay, and here are the charges q1, q2, q3. Then sigma q is q1 plus q2 plus q3. Actually, this is algebraic sum. Means, suppose q1 equals to 1 coulomb, q2 equals to 2 coulomb, q3 equals to minus 4 coulomb. Suppose, then this will be 1 plus 2 minus 4, that is minus 1 coulomb. So it is algebraic sum. Okay, we have to add charges with their signs. Okay, so term sigma q at right of the equation is net charge of all charges enclosed. Okay, moreover, these charges can be anywhere inside the surface. Okay, if I change the positions of the charges like this, if I put q1 here, q2 here, q3 here, okay, or say q1 here, q2 here, q3 here, it won't make any difference, because net charge means algebraic sum will be same. Okay, so charges can be anywhere in the closed surface. Okay, then next, if closed surface is considered such that some charges are within it and some charges are outside, then vector E is resultant electric field produced by all charges. This vector E is resultant electric field produced by all charges, and sigma q is algebraic sum of enclosed charges. Let us explain. See, let me explain. See, this is Gaussian surface. Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4, Q5. Here, if I want to find out E, that is resultant electric field, it will be vector sum of electric fields produced by all charges, means vector E1 plus vector E2 plus vector E3 plus vector E4 plus vector E5. Okay, it is vector sum of electric fields produced by all charges. We have to consider outside charges also, because they also can produce electric field, and that also can enter in this surface. Okay, like sounds outside this room can enter in this room. Okay, the sounds are produced by outside objects. They are not enclosed by this room, but their sounds can enter in this room, like that. Okay, so when we consider we calculate vector E, we have to consider all the charges. But when we consider sigma q, then according to statement we have to just make net, we have to find just net charge of q1 plus q2 plus q3, that is algebraic sum of these charges. Okay, so if closed surface is considered such that some charges are within it and some charges are outside, then vector E is resultant electric field produced by all charges. Okay, and sigma q is algebraic sum of enclosed charges in equation, this equation. Okay, next, the closed surface considered to apply Gauss's law is called Gaussian surface. So this is Gaussian surface. Okay, next, using Gauss's law, electric field produced by symmetric system can be easily obtained. Symmetric system means there is a uniform, suppose, charge distribution. Shape is also symmetric, okay, like cylinder. Then we can easily find electric field produced by such systems using Gauss's law. Okay, that we will discuss special cases in next lectures. Okay. Then Gauss's law depends on law of reciprocal of square of distance. Actually, see, Coulomb's law we can find electric field produced by a single charge, point charge, using Coulomb's law. Gauss's law is used to find electric field produced by continuous charge distribution. So in other words, actually Gauss's law is integration form of Coulomb's law. And we know that Coulomb's law was K Q1 Q2 upon R square. So it is a law called square of reciprocal of distance. Okay, so here Gauss's law depends on law of reciprocal of square of distance, that is 1 upon R square. Okay, so these are the important points of Gauss's law. First of all, understand properly and then prepare. Okay, bye.